Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Tacoma is gone, but look what we got for a week here. First edition Land Cruiser. Look at this thing in the trail dust color. And we're going to take our first ride today on camera. Just take a look at how beautiful this is. We're going to do a walk around video, of course, eventually, but I wanted to show you what we're about to take a ride in. When you talk heritage, classic Toyotas, you got to mention near the top of the list, Land Cruiser, of course. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day, and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. We are in something a little bit different today. This is the 2024 Land Cruiser First Edition. This thing is pretty sweet. Oh, it's pretty expensive, but it's pretty sweet. This one here that we're in today is about $77,000. We'll look at the sticker on the actual walk around video. But man, this is a sweet ride for sure. We are in the trail dust color, which is even cooler because it has that like quicksand look for us Tundra owners, or mud bath that's coming out on the 2025 TRD Pros. This is an iForce Max, so this is a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, but it is once again a hybrid. And it makes over 300 horsepower, and the torque is insane. Now, normally what I do is when the vehicle gets here, I jump in the truck, turn the camera on, and go from there. But this morning, this truck got here yesterday evening, didn't get a chance to do anything with it. This morning I had an appointment, so my wife and I had to drive to the appointment and back. So I actually drove this thing on a 117-mile round trip, and I reset my gauges to show you guys through the time with the Land Cruiser what the MPG is. And during that trip, we got it to 22 MPG. I'm going to tell you something that I was not expecting. A few things about this Land Cruiser. Now, Land Cruiser isn't really, my forte. I'm into the Toyota pickup trucks, obviously the Tundra. The interior of this vehicle, it's got modern technology, but it has a minimalist vibe to it. There's not a lot going on in here. It doesn't look super high end. I mean, you got a larger infotainment screen. You got the digital gauge cluster. You got all your steering wheel controls. It's not like you're going to be lacking anything, but there's just not a lot in here. And I applaud Toyota for doing that, because when you talk about heritage and you talk about Toyotas, I mean, this, like I said in the quick little spin around the vehicle before we drove it, this has got to be near the top of the list. Now, obviously, it looks modern on the outside, but it looks like a modern take on the original Land Cruiser. So they kept the DNA close enough. I am glad it wasn't like a wholesale change where it looks nothing like the vehicle. So as far as the look, as far as the interior, A+ on both of them. Absolutely love it. Now, a few things we got to talk about with this vehicle. I was able to be on the highway with this puppy for, 117 miles, 100% smoothest driving Toyota vehicle I've ever driven in my life. Nothing comes close. The 4-cylinder engine, I was a little worried with this big, 5,000-pound body. But not only is it turbocharged, it's that same kind of Tacoma engine we just had in that 2024, but the hybrid gets this thing down the road like you would never believe. I could sit here and talk about it all day. You guys need to find a way to get behind the wheel of a Land Cruiser, because instantly I looked at my wife when I had more seat time and we were going down the highway, and I looked and I was like, we got to figure out a way to get you a Land Cruiser, because this thing is spacious and insanely fun to drive. Full-time 4-wheel drive on it. It's got all of your off-road goodies, locking rear end center diff, all that Land Cruiser DNA is here. Completely new vehicle, engine and everything, but it drives so good. Like, I'm looking for reasons to take this thing out. As soon as we got home, I grabbed the cameras and, we're out here making this video. So you're seeing me come right off of that trip, and I'm excited to drive this for a week. I'm going to a dealership pretty far away for the dealership walk tomorrow. Such a fun driving experience. The brakes took a little while to get used to. This is nothing like a pickup truck like I'm used to driving, but just the overall, you guys know I'm big on the driving experience. This thing will shove you back in your seat. It's powerful. Woof. And when we were in the Tacoma last week, one thing I was saying is I'm highly impressed with Toyota and their TNGA platforms. And this is in the same platform as, what we were in, the Tundra, Tacoma, Sequoia. This is there as well. They're just very refined. And don't get me wrong, these vehicles have a purpose. This is one of the kings of off-road, right? So can it go off-road and do its thing? Absolutely. But what Toyota did with this new era of vehicle is focused a lot on the on-road aspects of these vehicles. Because let's be honest, I don't think many people are going to buy this and go, insane rock crawling or off-road in a near $80,000 vehicle, but that's just me. And if you do, God bless you, because that's pretty cool. The on-road aspects of all of their, body on frame platform stuff is amazing now. And every time I get into a new one, I'm blown away at all aspects of the driving experience. But this one, this engine package they put in here, the powertrain, 8-speed automatic transmission, everything, it's unreal. Speechless, to be honest with you, with how powerful this vehicle is. I mean, I wouldn't change a thing. It really does shove you back in your seat, and it's a Land Cruiser. Technology is here, but it's not overwhelming. You got your climate control here, simple, basic to use, easy. You got your infotainment screen. It's not gigantic, and I'm used to the big, gigantic ones that go up over the dash. This one is laid into the dash really nice, but everything else in here, super basic. This has a moonroof on it. It's not pano. It's just your regular old moonroof here. You can seat 5 in here with a gigantic trunk. That's another thing. This is not a 7-seater. This is not an 8-seater. If you want that kind of capability, you're going to have to go to like a Sequoia or something, because this isn't it. This one here is just 5-seater with a ton of storage space in the trunk. And this has a big roof rack on it as well. So overall, you're going to be able to take the family on vacation and bring absolutely everything you would like to bring. The cool factor, you have to talk about the cool factor. I mean, we're in trail dust, which is, again, that tan. Everybody on the road this morning was looking at this, slowing down next to it. I mean, this is an attention grabber with the round headlights, just that classic look. Got the Toyota on the grill. Just overall, the cool factor is extremely high on this. The engine longevity, who knows? They're brand new. I mean, turbocharged scares everyone. Hybrid makes everyone question things, but longevity, we'll have to wait and see. As far as power delivery, and fuel economy, I mean, so far so good. I'm looking at my meter right now, and this is from the truck, 21.9. If you do pump to pump, it might be 0.3, 0.4 off. It's not going to be like 7 mpg off. So, you could take that with a grain of salt. This truck actually has 3,363 miles on it. I am not the first, YouTuber or journalist or whatever to mess around in this thing. So it's got some miles on it. If you're in the market for an SUV, okay, and this is like a mid-size, they would consider it, 5-seater with the big old trunk, you really got to check out the Land Cruiser. Now, this one is $76K, the first edition, but they start down, I believe, in the low 60s if you get the regular one, and they all come with this iForce Max engine, so the driving aspect won't be, any different if you go between the 3 different trims available. And also, you got to keep in mind this. When it comes to interior comfort, we're sitting in leather seats that are heated, ventilated, and memory. And even my wife said, we sit in Softex all the time. We have Softex in the Tundra. She has Softex in her Highlander. And she made the call, which I always take, and I really listen to what she says because, I could sit here and be like, all right, I could kind of tell the difference. She was like, wow, these seats are way softer than what we have. And you can definitely feel the bolstering in these seats, just the absolute comfort, the softness of the leather. The cooled seats are working really well. I've been using them on that whole ride. And now just, I have nothing bad to say about the Land Cruiser on day one. And like I said, normally I take you guys out with me on the first ride and we go from there. But it was almost a blessing in disguise. We had an appointment this morning to go to so I could get that long ride in to kind of tell you. I've already had it out there. Just an amazing experience all around. When it comes to Toyota Legacy and Toyota Heritage, they needed to nail this Land Cruiser, and they did. Now they're coming off of the 5.7 liter V8 Land Cruiser. So everybody had their eyes on this. People thought the Land Cruiser might not even come back, but it is back. Whole new engine, everything. It shaves some weight. This is right around 5,000 pounds, and the old Land Cruiser was like 5,800. So it shaves some weight. It's super fast, fun to drive, all the cargo capacity you can handle. It seats 5 very comfortably, gigantic interior, minimalist vibe inside this truck once again, which is just something that I would not expect in today's Toyotas. Usually you get in and there's technology everywhere. This has technology, but not in your face technology. So let me know what you think about the Land Cruiser. We will do a walk around and go through everything, even though there's not too much to go through. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. I thank you guys for watching. I'm going to really enjoy this week.